Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. What I'm looking at today is the first episode of the new Fox series, The Passage. It revolves around this man and this little girl who are on a run for government forces who want to use the little girl in some very sinister experiments. Though these experiments would have the benefit of literally saving the human race. It's a well-done series based upon a series of books, and that's where its first problem comes in. And I should mention, it's worth watching, it's engaging, it's well done, but problematic. And as I said a moment ago, its first problem revolves around that it's based upon a series of books. And if you see the first episode, the pilot, it's rushed. It condenses so much information in one episode, you literally can tell where it's going for the next 15 or 20 episodes or something to that effect. You won't know the how necessarily, but you know where it's going. And that's really problematic based on the first episode. Now I understand with television or movies based upon novels, you typically have to condense material. You have to add characters, you have to get rid of characters, you have to condense characters and situations and so on. I get that. But the best thing about television is that, unlike a 2-hour movie, is that you have the time to explore themes in these novels. So while you will get condensing of characters and situations and so on, it tends to be less than in movies because you have a lot of time to do something. So as opposed to 2 hours, you have a season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons to make things make sense and to approach what's going on in the novel. So it gives you time to develop themes and ideas and so on. That doesn't happen here. So within the first episode, you know where this is going. And I find that not great. Again, it's well done, it's well acted, but I know where it's going already. And I didn't read the books, by the way. It's just so obvious. And so much is laid out in the pilot that a lot of questions are already answered from the first episode, which for me is not a great thing. I want to have something that I can speculate on and I can wonder about. Now, keep in mind, the plot will likely go places that you can't predict from the first episode, but the broad strokes are already there. So that's a little disappointing, truth be told. Another thing is, somewhat related to that it's based on a novel, it's that the little girl is being sought because supposedly the mind of children have more neurons than adults. May be true, may not be true. I have no idea of the science. But they really want this little girl who's orphaned and has no connections to anyone else. So if she were to vanish, no one would really care. Which is understandable logic, but really weak. Why is it weak? Because people vanish every day. I mean that literally, not in movies or television, but in real life. Thousands of people vanish every day. So that they're stressing about this one little girl makes no sense. In the series, the agent, instead of taking her in to be experimented upon, instead goes on a run with her, and they're being chased by this government agency. Again, this makes no sense. All they need to do is A, call the police, have him convicted for kidnapping, find another little girl. There are plenty, actually they do that, by the way, call the police on them. But it's the idea that for some reason, and this is something that the series doesn't even hint at, they have to have this little girl, which is dumb. As I said, people vanish every day. Sure, it makes sense that she's an orphan and she's not connected to anyone, but that's a small hurdle, frankly. in that you can go to any large city and find underage people on the street doing really unsavory things. Point being, why are they stressing about this little girl? The agent ran off with her, fine, let the police get him, move on, find another. It's really not, you can find another orphan even, there are plenty of them. This is not that big a deal from a logic standpoint, but the whole series is moving around them finding this little girl to use in their experiments. It gives no indication that she's any more special than anyone else, which doesn't make any sense, frankly. From what I've spoken to someone who's actually read the books, there are at least 3 that this series is based on, and they tell me that there was something to this little girl, that she was somehow significant beyond being a young person. The series gives no indication whatsoever that that's the case. So it feels very random. And being random, just find another kid. It's literally that easy, especially for an agency with the resources that they seem to possess. All in all, the passage is pretty good. It's entertaining, but it's rushed. And I wish that the producers would had taken their time with it. Stop giving so much information. Stop front-loading everything. Just let things develop. Let us know who these characters are. Because we're not. We're just literally thrown into a situation, and without the background to make it understandable, to provide atmosphere and tension. So it's not bad. I would check it out if I were you, but it's a little weaker than it perhaps should be. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. Peace.